The numbers are staggering. According to a recent article in the Albany Times-Union, there are 30,000 unsolved murder cases in the state of New York. Author Brian Fitzgerald writes that these make up 10% of all unsolved murder cases in the United States. The trend carries from coast to coast. Unsolved murders ranging in the thousands take place every year in every corner of the country. Take, for example, California. Capital Weekly reports that half of all Californian murders, more than 1,000 per year, go unsolved. Amongst their ranks, and still remaining unsolved to this day, are the murders of Michael and Stephanie Stafford and Jessica Campbell of Thousand Oaks, California. On June 1st, 1997, David and Alice Stafford decided on spending a relaxing Friday night together. A rendition of the World War II-based dramatic comedy Mr. Roberts had recently started showing at the Conejo Players Theater. Tickets were just $10 each. David called Jessica Campbell, the 16-year-old daughter of a close neighbor and the Stafford family's go-to babysitter. She showed up at 7:15 sharp. As Alex Stafford helped her two young children into their pajamas, David casually reviewed the children's bedtime with Jessica and reminded her that she could watch cable in the living room once the children were asleep, before ushering his wife out the door. David didn't talk to Jessica again until after 11, when he called from a theater payphone to make sure everything was all right. Jessica picked up on the second ring and assured him that Michael and Stephanie had gotten to sleep by 8:30, before slyly asking permission to retrieve a bowl of ice cream from the refrigerator. David approved the request and had nearly hung up the phone when Jessica quickly blurted out a second inquiry. Jessica asked if she could cover up the new statue just outside the living room window. She confided that she'd been watching a true crime show and that the silhouette of the statue in her peripheral vision kept making her feel uneasy. David Stafford asked Jessica which statue she was referring to. A moment of silence followed, and then David told Jessica to check on the children before hanging up the receiver. Police reports show that a panicked 911 call was placed from the Conejo Players Theater at 11:17, courtesy of a David Stafford. David gathered his wife and raced home, arriving 5 minutes after the police, but even they hadn't been quick enough to make a difference. Neither Jessica nor the two young Stafford children were alive by the time David pushed past the police and into the front door of his own house. As with over 1,000 other unsolved murders in California that year, no one was ever prosecuted. And if you're curious, they actually did find a statue. There were no fingerprints on it, though.